Hey, greetings everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tolfer Talks Comics for now, and at this point probably forevermore. But I wanted to look at Radio Spaceman today. It's kind of been on my list of comics to go through. Um, I initially, I don't know, actually I was going to kind of blow it off, but I just reread it today, and I enjoyed it much more today than I did, a few months ago when I first read it. Um, and I think, initially I was kind of disappointed because, the character famously was, you know, started off as an Instagram post during COVID that Mignola put up. And, you know, I thought that was kind of cool from, if it would really blow up and be this big deal, from small beginnings sort of thing. But I don't know. I guess, what I thought was really cool about it was, this was from just a series of drawings he was doing to kind of keep his hand um, you know, in the business of drawing while he was hanging out at home, trying to avoid the news, kind of when things were sort of locked down. And so what he was doing was drawing um, cartoon characters that were, kind of in his style. And apparently he drew like a Fred Flintstone and a Wilma and maybe Rocky the Squirrel. Um, I guess I'm not sure what all he drew, but I don't really know what he was riffing on when he did the Radio Spaceman, but in my mind, it looked like that Spaceman at the beginning of the Scooby Doo cartoons, the OG, the original Scooby Doo. I think there was one episode, and I don't know if it was even a spaceman, but it was like I don't, I haven't really gone back to watch Scooby Doo recently, but there was like this, one of the creatures was this skull with, I kind of remembered as having like, you know, kind of bubble glass over the head, like a spaceman. And so I was kind of, that was really kind of my favorite part of Scooby Doo was watching the watching the intro and waiting for that character to pop up. So I thought, man, this is going to be great. I'm going to finally see what that character is all about through the eyes of Mike Mignola. And I don't know, these were okay. The first time I read them, I guess I just thought, um, the art was good. The cover is great, of course. Greg Hinkle's art is more than adequate. I wasn't disappointed. It just, there wasn't a lot of story, and there still isn't a lot of story, after reading it months later. But I, I get, part of it is probably my problem. I grew up reading comics mostly in the 80s when there was a lot more text on the page. And so sometimes when I get a comic that's just primarily art, at first I'll be a little disappointed, and I just have to kind of remind myself that, it's just not the way things are right now. And as an artist myself, I guess I should be thinking this is really great. And I'm actually trying to apply that to my comic, like maybe more art, less talk, let the comic book tell the story. But so anyway, we start off issue 1 of Radio Spaceman, and the setting scene here. We're in the the library of the main character, and the bat phone rings, and there's trouble on Numa. And so our fellow here, he's hanging out, he's thinking it over. What's he gonna do? And then like one of the thing is like I don't know, there's like these two panels. I'm not sure what that's all about. I mean, how it relates to the story. I suppose they're close-ups of this anatomical, you know, mannequin study figure there. Maybe this is how he builds his spacemen. I'm not sure, but it was kind of cool. But it was sort of like I don't know what's it all about. Anyway, so he's in this. Apparently, lives in some kind of weird Victorian mansion. Um, with some kind of lo-fi, futuristic kind of, control center. And so he comes on, radio's on, man. I guess they respond to his voice. Everything's up and running. And we get apparently this is what's going on in the spaceship. He plugs in, and the radio spaceman comes to life. And so here he is. He's cruising. I mean, actually, if you just look at this from the standpoint of art and not worry about, it's pretty cool. I'm really glad I went through it again. I was feeling, I've been sick. Man, I don't know what's going around, but whatever it is, I got it. And this was just kind of a nice thing to do while I hung out. Took it easy for a few minutes today. But yes, I mean, just looking at it as art, just as from the visual part, it's pretty fun. Anyway, so our radio spaceman makes it to Numa. And man, the crew on Numa is in rough shape. So, and there's one member missing. It looks like the Gargoon made off with her. So anyway, he's hanging around Numa, checking out the carnage. And he tracks down the missing crew member, who has unfortunately become a sacrifice that's intended to bring back Gargoom. But the radio spaceman is not going to have any of it. And I don't know if I missed it or not, but he's carrying a hammer because his assistant forgot batteries, which is kind of funny. He didn't pack his extra batteries. They're still in the charger. I didn't think. Anyway, it's kind of not a lot of text, but the dialogue that is here is, seems natural. And even this bit seems okay. It didn't sound, sound like standard, sci-fi, fantasy nonsense. I mean, it does, but, in a good way. And so the professor here is actually one of her crewmates. And it was his intention all along to sacrifice somebody and bring about the return of Gargoom. But anyway, it looks like in their ship there was this, apparently it's a casket, and there's some kind of creature that comes out, and cool, it's a vampire, space vampire. So this is starting to feel a little bit more like Hellboy in space, which is kind of what I was thinking it would be. And anyway, it's pretty cool. It's okay. I think they could have probably managed to. I've got a few issues of this. This is really great. I haven't actually read any. I've just looked at the art, but the art's pretty amazing. And I think they could have probably made this like one big book. It would have been okay. But yeah, anyway. So here we pick up in issue 2. The radio spaceman is going to rescue. Geez, I should know what this character's name is. Anyway, the crew member, the sacrifice. And with his hammer. And he's doing okay. He's managing. He's managing without his batteries. All right. So anyway, at this point, the professor, he bites it and gets it, which turns out that's all that's required of a Gargoom. And the intended sacrifice is no longer necessary. And here we go, Gargoom. So it would have been kind of cool if this was on a page turn, but yeah, it didn't work out, I guess. So I think Gargoom is apparently some kind of crazy frog creature. Then here they go on about the extra batteries again. I don't know, I can kind of relate and do some photography, and getting out and about without that extra battery can be kind of a drag. I don't know, I like that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so anyway, I believe this is one of their crew members that was stranded with the professor. And the sacrifice. And apparently he's been turned into a vampire by... Yeah, and this, of course, is where we find out she's also a vampire. So, I mean, everybody's a vampire. But she's a good vampire. Wait. Yeah. So, yeah, Radio Spaceman, you has questions. You're a vampire. But it's okay. She's a good vampire. My only question was, if she is a vampire, I mean, how did she end up, hogtied? But maybe I need to read it a third time. So anyway, the hammer comes in handy. Man, turns out it was a good thing. They blast off, and all is well in the world of Radio Spaceman. So, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't great. If there were more issues, I'd probably buy it, though. I mean, it was pretty good. I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn. I guess because it's Mignola, and I kind of had these weird expectations that it would be like mind-bending. And but yeah, it's good. I would buy more. I hope they do more. It's just kind of weird enough and kind of different enough that it's pretty cool. So anyway, thanks for checking out the channel. Part of why I do this is to promote my own comic. So yeah, if you get a chance, please check out the crowdfunding link at the top of my page, and it'll probably be in the description of the video as well. And please, like and subscribe. I've been trying to do a video or two a week. So, and then hopefully, I don't know, maybe do some live streams and hang out with some other creators at some point. I think that would be fun. I'm still kind of getting all this figured out though. Um, anyway, oh, my comic, here it is. I knew I had a copy around somewhere. But this is it. So I have, I printed up like a 24-page issue 1, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how to organize my Indiegogo. I'm kind of thinking of maybe just offering, since this is done, maybe offering this as the, as the project that's for sale. I'm kind of like, I'm working on the 5th book right now. The first 3 are more or less finished. And I'll probably make some changes to this first printing. I'll be adding 3 or 4 pages of story, which I've already finished, and maybe, cleaning up some of the artwork. So it will be a different book, and hopefully having maybe just some fun stuff in the back. This issue, I featured a poem by a friend of mine that with an illustration of mine. So maybe some stuff like that will be different than this first printing. But I'm still working it out. If anybody, man, I would love to hear from some people that are interested in this project. Let me know what you think. But yeah, take care. Come back. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, peace. Later.